This is a message to the so-called Turkish Ministry of Defense, the Iraqi Ministry of Interior, the Shia supremacist Popular Mobilization Forces of Iraq, and any Kurdish party that puts profit before the liberation of the people. Ever since the last genocide perpetrated against them in 2014, the indigenous Yazidi population of Shengal has worked tirelessly to provide for its own security. They have decided that this goal can be best achieved in coalition with the Kurdish Liberation Movement and a network of socialist internationalists from all over the globe, in form of the resistance units of Shengal, or YPG as the world knows us today. The people have abandoned all trust in the Turkish regime to mediate because they financed ISIS, the perpetrators of the genocide, and are still using fundamentalist Sunni mercenary groups as proxies throughout the Middle East. Likewise, the inhabitants of Shengal neither put faith in the autocratic government of Iraq, that is merely an extension of American imperialism, nor in the PMF's policy of assimilating any group they don't deem Arab or Shia enough. The people of Shengal believe in themselves. They believe in us. You can lie to the United Nations and pretend we obstruct refugees from returning to Shengal, although the local social work committees like Tage work daily to reunite families separated by your war. You can push propaganda about alleged cannabis production while you burn entire fields of farmers' crops with incendiary ordnance. We don't want what we claim to be solutions, and we don't want to return to some status quo from before 2014. We want a future. We demand the recognition of full sovereignty for Yazidis in expression of religion and cultural customs, political self-determination within the boundaries of the Iraqi state, according to the principles of direct democratic assemblies, with a women's quota of at least 50%, and the representation of concerns of the youth. Autonomy in the structure and enforcement of local self-defense, an immediate end of all economic terror against the region, particularly that against agriculture and pharmaceuticals, reparations for the displacement of the population and destruction of infrastructure, as well as easier access for journalists and human rights organizations to assess the region. If you have the slightest sense for justice within you, I am confident that you'll make strides towards a process of reconciliation and peace among the peoples. However, if that is not the case, and you further pursue the enforcement of the so-called Sinjar Agreement of 2020, which is in effect nothing more but a declaration of war against the civilian population, we will be prepared. This land is filled with people who have had their first taste of freedom within centuries and will never give it up again. We have volunteers from EU nations, the US, and with citizenships in other countries of the Western Empire that are media savvy and will make sure that all and any war crimes committed against the people will neither be forgotten nor forgiven by history. And let me make one thing clear. Unlike the Peshmerga who disarmed and left the Yazidis behind to die in 2014, we don't run. Hands off Shengal.
So what on the